Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here on Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I'd be able to deliver my best to your inbox on a daily basis. And if you like our watches, you can buy them on thewatchbox.com. Buy, trade, or sell luxury watches on thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing the Grand Seiko Hi-Beat GMT SBGJ017, a watch that launched in 2016 and was only produced in this configuration for 1 year before the Seiko script at 12 was replaced by Grand Seiko. So it's an uncommon dial model combo and a short-lived one. It's a very versatile watch, 39.5 millimeters across the round of the case in stainless steel. You can see it fits well on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. An easy watch to wear. It's also relatively slim in profile, though it is not an ultra thin by any means at 14.2 millimeters thick. It has a rounded case flank, a conical sloped bezel, and a little bit of a rounded lip to its sapphire, so it'll help your sleeve ramp up and over its flanks in several steps. Lug to lug, it is a very compact watch. At 47 millimeters lug to lug, you can wear this easily on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. For those of you who wish to accessorize, the lug spacing is 19 millimeters, and you'll have a world of standard-sized Grand Seiko and aftermarket options from which to choose. Now you can see that the timepiece uses a light brown rectangular scale semi-gloss finished alligator leather, monotone stitch, folded edges. It's a very soft calfskin on the underside. Grand Seiko straps come almost with the sense that they've been broken in and softened before delivery. It is a very comfortable and nicely pliant leather. It's also paired with a upscale touch, a full twin trigger deployant clasp. So you have a twin trigger system, so it stays closed until you positively engage both triggers to release it. Fully finished inside, all of high polish, no evidence of stamping or machining burrs. You'll even note that one of the strap minders is executed in metal for long-wearing durability. That's an upscale and thoughtful touch. I also appreciate watches that feature deployant clasps rather than pin buckles. You just get that much more security while donning or removing your watch. The case is simple. All of high polish. This is Grand Seiko's signature Zaratsu optically finished polish, and this is done by hand by pushing the case itself directly against a milling surface. It's all executed by hand pressure, which is to say it's pretty much a miracle that the lugs come out the same spacing, the bevels are all the same width, and the case is in no way asymmetrical or unlike from one side to the other. That's how well this is done, again, by hand. You're not going to get hand finishing of cases at Rolex these days. So impressive stuff from Grand Seiko. You'll also note that the case is simple but handsome. The light dances across that Zaratsu polished case flank, and you do have access to rapid strap swapping thanks to traditional strap tool holes in the lugs themselves. The crystal is a rather expensive box profile, which is to say it's neither domed nor flat, but rather arced with a rather squared off edge. Grand Seiko spent some money here, creating a little bit of vintage plexiglass style distortion off axis and a bubble profile with the scratch resistance of sapphire. The dial is handsome and nicely composed. It is a silver sunburst that has a little bit of, well, something else. I can't tell you exactly what. All I can say is I see traces of gold. I see traces of violet, of champagne. It's not a straight silver. There's a complexity to it that belies description, but it's a wonderful effect. Several concentric tracks, you can see seconds outboard, and then there's a 24-hour scale for the heat-blued steel 24-hour hand. The indices themselves are all diamond polished, faceted and satin finished, and then hand applied. And the hands at center are both polished on their bevels and, as you can see, partially satin finished, nicely executed. The quality of a Grand Seiko dial is the best in the business, and I say that fully cognizant of who else is involved in the luxury space business. These dials are meticulously handcrafted, and whereas Grand Seiko still mostly competes at a price point below Rolex, in terms of dials, they are bang on target in terms of competitive quality. You'll also note that there is an aperture for the date, and if you pull the crown out, there are two ways to control the movement. First is stop seconds. So you stop that seconds hand beating away at 10 beats per second, and now you can synchronize to a known accurate reference time, and everything moves in sync. If you pull the crown out, however, one step. Then you get the ability to set the local hour hand, and you can use it to set the time even as the watch continues to tick and keep time. So as you jump time zones, either forward or backwards, driving the date in either direction across the international date line, you're not going to lose your reference time or even your time to the second. So that's a useful feature for world wanderers. You also note that there's a wonderful applied Grand Seiko script at 6 o'clock and a small flash of blue nicely keyed to the 24-hour hand. Let's get super close, focus in, and take a look at the case back. The movement is workmanlike in its execution, but it is watchmaker assembled and tuned and regulated in a chronometer busting 6 positions. In general, the COSC standard is 5 positions of regulation, and you can get a certificate. This is 6 37-joule automatic winding. It has a 55-hour power reserve in spite of the fact that it does have an El Primero like 36,000 vibration per hour beat rate. This is known as the caliber 9S86. The 85 would be time only, 9S86 is the GMT. Beautifully made, 30 meters water resistant. This is not an aquatic sports watch. Nevertheless, it is an all-arounder for pretty much everything but swimming and sports. I can't think of an occasion in which this watch would not be welcome, except maybe the Rolex booth at Basel World, and then it would just be envy. You can see and you can purchase this Grand Seiko SBGJ017 on our website.